In-N-Out is exiting the drive-thru.
You're listening to Home Sellers Advantage. I'm your host, Aaron Zapata.
And I'm your other host, Todd Anderson. We are the Bald Brothers team at Impact Realty Group with Real Broker, and we are here to give you the Home Sellers Advantage.
You can find us online at www.baldbrothers.tv. Again, that's baldbrothers.tv.
Or you can call us at 833-305-BALD. That's 833-305-2253.
They have ordered a double-double. Hold the California, please. We are leaving the drive-thru.
That's a double-double to go, please.
Yes,
we
go.
We will eat it in our car.
And where are you going, Todd? Where's double-double going?
I'm going to Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's big news. In fact, I've seen it on every single major newspaper headline article come across my email.
Yeah.
I've seen it on Google. I've seen it on Twitter, X, and I've seen it all over the place. And it's this frenzy of news cycle brought about by Lynsi Snyder, who's the president and the sole owner of In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And she did an interview with Allie Beth Stuckey on her Relatable Show, which is a YouTube channel, a podcast. And they just had a heart-to-heart. Two ladies talking about California and about the move to Tennessee. And, it was announced earlier this year that they are closing the Irvine office, which, for us, that's right down the street here in Orange County.
Have you ever had a tour of it?
No, I have not.
Yeah, my family, we had a tour of it several years ago.
You did tell me about that.
Well, we had a tour. Actually, no, it wasn't the Irvine office. We had a tour in their original, Baldwin Park.
Okay,
we had a tour of that facility. Yeah.
Okay, great. So the original headquarters, where they make the original burger.
They have the original. I don't want to say kiosk, but the original burger stand is there. You can go through and see that as well.
So they announced earlier this year that they were doing two things. One is that they were going to be closing down the Irvine office and moving employees to Baldwin Park.
Yeah.
At the same time, they were building a new Eastern United States regional center. They're not calling it their headquarters, but a regional center in Franklin, Tennessee. I'm licensed in Franklin. Actually, I'm licensed in Tennessee, and I had an office in Tennessee, in downtown Franklin for years. So I'm very familiar with the town. And it was no surprise to me that they, like many other companies, are choosing to leave California and relocate.
Yeah.
It was a surprise to me that it was Franklin that they picked. I guess
so many Californians have moved to Franklin.
Yes.
It's a very popular place in Tennessee.
And as I've driven through Franklin, you kind of get the feeling of downtown Orange. The Orange Circle is kind of fashioned after
kind of that flair.
Some of the Franklin era kind of buildings. And then also, as you drive into Franklin, you have to go through like Spring Hill and things like that. And it has all of the same restaurants. You've got P.F. Chang's, you've got Chipotle, you've got Costco gas, you've got Costco, you've got all of the stores. So it feels very much like a a southern version of Orange County.
Yeah.
So there's that familiarity, but there's a lot of families leaving. So let's talk a little bit about the firestorm that it was created by this podcast.
Yeah, since we have started this podcast, not Allie Beth Stuckey's podcast, but this podcast, the one that everybody wants to tune into. Yeah, I mean, forget Allie Beth Stuckey.
This is the one.
Bald Brothers team. But since we've actually started our podcast, we've talked a lot about businesses moving out of California, people moving their families out of California. And so one of the big questions is, oh my goodness, she is moving her family out of California. There is going to be a regional, I want to say it's a polite way of saying headquarters number 2. Regional center, right?
For sure. It's
kind of a polite way. But the question is In-N-Out moving their entire operation out of California? And that's part of the question.
Right.
And right now, as of right now, that's not the case. Their headquarters will still be here, but she has made a decision for her family to move out of California.
Well, and that was the big backlash that came, because in the interview, she basically says, we're leaving California for 2 reasons. One is it's hard to raise a family here, according to the way she wants to raise her family. And then she said, it's hard to do business in California.
Yeah.
She points out the fact that San Francisco store was forced to close during COVID. She also points out that the Oakland store had to close down due to safety concerns for the employees and the patrons.
And that was big news.
And that was big
news. That was the first time ever, I think, right? That they had to shut down a store due to those factors.
Right. So just the environment in which that, they're being asked to operate in, she basically said, look, we're going to move our family to Franklin, Tennessee. And in the meantime, we're opening headquarters and we're making job offers to those that want to move with us and those that want to go to Baldwin Park. Now, I have nothing against Baldwin Park, but for those that understand the dynamics of Southern California, that's a long ways away from Irvine.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to get there.
And I'll say it, it's a very different city from Irvine.
It is very different. Yeah, absolutely.
Very different.
Oh yeah, it's completely different. And so I hear there's a lot of people that have taken up the job offer and the relocation offer, and they're going to be moving.
Wow.
Yeah. So Lynsi, if you're listening to this, we'd love to help your employees sell their homes.
Yeah.
Just shameless plug there.
In fact, you know what? You went on the Allie Bestucky podcast. You're welcome to come on our show too, and we'll interview you.
Absolutely. So we're here in Orange County. Before you leave, you don't have to go far. So, but here's what she did clarify. She clarified that she still has a heart and a love for California. Yeah. It is the foundation and the beginning of In-N-Out. I know when people leave California, they go on a trip or something like that, and they come back, and they've been gone for any extended time. They come back and they're like, I'm hungry for In-N-Out.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people we've picked up at the airport, and first stop they want In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is the quintessential California brand. Yeah. In fact, when I was in high school in Arizona, we would drive to California, go to In-N-Out, and make sure we bought the T-shirt in In-N-Out. So when we went back to Arizona and went to our school, we would wear the In-N-Out T-shirts that showed that we had been to California.
Right. Yeah. So that was the way to prove it, right? Because you had the T-shirt of In-N-Out.
The T-shirt, yeah.
It didn't matter if it said California. It just was In-N-Out.
Yeah. Everybody knows it's California.
Absolutely. So she did, reiterate, hey, we love California. And she also reiterated that they're not planning on closing any stores so long as they're producing. Like, it's a business decision. Yeah. We get it. Like right now there's no plans. But like Oakland happened, if something else happens in an area where they just can't, keep their people safe, they're going to shut down stores. But I don't think that has to do with their love or not love for California. Yeah. Now, you and I actually saw Lynsi in person.
Yeah, we did.
We saw her at the Chino Hills Prayer Breakfast.
A couple years, probably more than a couple years ago now.
Yeah, she was there with 3 years ago with her husband, and it was a great. She gave her testimony. It was fantastic. Yeah. She had all her bodyguards walk out with her. It was pretty cool.
That's right.
She doesn't go anywhere alone. It's pretty cool. So anyways, back to this. So she's not bailing in California. They're not closing California stores, and they are planning to keep the headquarters in Baldwin Park. But that begs the question: when a CEO of a privately held corporation moves out of state, and they're building a new place for employees, is it just a matter of time?
It's just a matter of time, because that's a high profile figure. And what it does is it almost, for a lot of people who are on the fence or thinking about it, it gives them confirmation. Well, that, hey, she's making this move for her family. She's a billionaire, what about me? Right. So it might be the right time for me to make that move as well. And not only that, but there's people that are relocating within the company structure. And so it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Right? And there has been a steady exodus. In fact, I should have written down these stats, but I was watching the news a couple days ago talking about the people that have been leaving California. And, taxpayers are leaving California, and it continues to be an issue.
I think it was over 600,000 people have
something
left.
like that. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Was that right?
It sounds...
It's a big number.
Yeah, I remember it was like 500,000 or something like that. Yeah,
it's a big number. And over 192 corporations have left California.
Yeah.
And with those go jobs. And
that's right.
So guess what California is number one in?
What's that?
They are currently number one in homelessness.
Okay.
And
it's good to be number one in something.
Yeah, number one in unemployment.
Unemployment.
Right.
Yay, go California.
Right. And so that begs the question. So herein lies the rub. Like our job is to coach you homeowners who are thinking about selling. And if companies continue to leave, I posed this question on Facebook. If your employer, and I did use an In-N-Out as the example. I said, if your employer were leaving California and relocating to Tennessee, and they offered you a relocation package, would you take it? All but one person said yes.
Yeah.
Most people are like, in a heartbeat, yes, sign me up. Can we go? And I think that's the general sentiment among many people in California.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean you're leaving?
That does not mean that I'm leaving.
No, I'm not.
There's several. Yeah, and that alone is not enough for a lot of people to leave, and that's the other question that Aaron and I oftentimes get. Well, you guys talk all this talk about people leaving California. You're selling their homes. When are you guys going to leave? We are not leaving anytime soon in the foreseeable future unless God tells us it's time to leave. But there's a lot of reasons to stay in California. It's a wonderful climate. The geography you can't beat. You get the best of everything. You get the mountains, you get the forest, you get the desert, you get the beaches. I mean, it's a wonderful place. But then the other thing that keeps people is you have family. For many people, your church home is here in California, and you've got your businesses. There's a lot of things that make it difficult to leave.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because when you leave, you do leave your community, and that is hard to replace.
Yeah.
You know, we have found that our typical homeowners that leave California and relocate out of state takes them anywhere from 2 to 3 years before they feel like they kind of belong where they're at. And so it just takes a long time to reconnect. And we have this quasi sense of connectedness through social media where you feel like you know somebody, like, oh, I saw that your kid did this or you did that. How's that going? Very superficial, you know, but not the kind of friendships aren't developed overnight that say, hey, you know, I'm really struggling here and I need help. Like those take time. The deeper. Those take time. And so but what's interesting is the same reasons that she gave in her interview are the same reasons that we hear a lot. Yeah. You know, we hear that people leave California because of families left. We call it the grandkid magnet. Yeah. You know, if your grandkids are somewhere, you want to go be where they are. And so a lot of people move to be closer to grandkids. So, which is people. We also see politics. People leave because of the political environment. We also policies. Companies leave, so people leave because they don't like the policies. COVID was a giant policy. We had a mass exodus during COVID. Yeah. And then we have payday. Like people leave because paychecks. Yeah. Their paychecks go further. And
that's right.
And it allows people to, live a better lifestyle financially.
Yeah, and then of course for business owners, the business climate is another big reason, which we just talked about.
Yeah, so we see that all the time. Yeah. And if you currently work for In-N-Out and you've been offered that relocation package, of course you want to give us a call. But if you haven't and you're thinking about selling your California home, we want you to know that when we talk with homeowners, it's not our job to talk people out of their plans. Like we really sit down and we talk with homeowners all the time. Yeah, and we say, "What's your dreams? What are your goals? What are your plans?" And if that is to leave California, we're not one to talk you out of it. But unless it's clearly a crazy idea, and in our 30 combined years of experience, we have maybe had 1 or 2 conversations in the last 6 years where we said, you might want to put your plans on pause. Yeah. But because we could see something they couldn't see in those particular circumstances. However, most people just leave. Yeah. Yeah. Even if we tell them no, like, don't go. So anything else you want to add to that In-N-Out story?
No, not really. Although it is lunchtime. I'm kind of hungry now.
We do have an In-N-Out right down the street. It's terrible though, because there's no drive-through. And the parking's terrible.
Yeah, the problem with In-N-Out, we love the burgers, but it's so popular that you caught up fast food. It's not so fast if you're in the drive-through and waiting. Although they do a pretty good job of getting you through.
Oh, they're fast.
They are fast, but it's so popular, and some of them get quite crowded.
Right. Yeah. What's your go-to order at In-N-Out?
I normally get a double animal style.
Wow. French fries, soda, what?
The fries, I'll get the fries, but typically that's all about the burger. I mean, the fries are good too.
All about the burger.
Yeah, all about the burger.
I just get a cheeseburger protein style.
Okay.
That's it. Very simple.
You're healthier than I am.
Well, no, because I get the French fries. French fries extra crispy.
All right. You make up for
them crispy.
You make up for the loss of bread with
French
the
fries
protein
crispy,
style.
And they have a great chocolate shake.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So,
that's true.
You
know what I like about In-N-Out is the simplicity of the menu. You're not having to do mental gymnastics trying to figure out, is it better if I get it as a meal or if I get it a la carte? No, it's all the exact same price.
And if you ask for bacon, they tell you no. You can't get bacon. There's no bacon on the burgers.
Yep.
The other thing too is if you add up the individual items, it equals the meal price.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So no. You're saying that the menu's simple.
The menu is simple.
Right. But if you order just a Coke, or if you order them separately, I want a Coke and I want a French fry and I want a double.
Yeah.
You just add those three things up and it equals the meal price.
Yeah.
So there's no special discount for ordering a meal.
Yeah, and that's my point, is that you don't have to do the mental gymnastics trying to figure out, is it better if I get it as a meal? Or
I see.
Yeah, the price is exactly the same. So the simplicity of ordering a meal, you don't have you can economize your words, I guess.
Right. We love In-N-Out. In-N-Out is great food. So, and there are some other burger chains out there in Texas and places like that they say they have a better burger. But, if you're raised in California, you got to go In-N-Out.
In-N-Out's the way to go.
That's right. Okay, hey, let's move on to the next topic of conversation because we have some recent statistics that just came out here in the United States of America. The National Association of Realtors have released their existing home sales report. It's basically through the end of June, because that's the stats that they were able to crunch, and they released it just this week here in July. And so we want to give you some key points to consider if you're thinking about selling your home or if you're thinking about buying a home.
Yeah.
And then we also did a regional breakdown here of the West, and so we're going to give you some information more close to home.
Yeah.
Why don't you start?
Well, you want to go with the national?
Yeah,
the national information.
Mm-hmm.
So existing home sales, total existing home sales, which include single-family residence homes, condos, those sorts of things, declined 2.7% from May 2025. So from May to June, there was a decline in total home sales on a national average. Now, it says compared to June of 2024, the sales remained unchanged. But if you were to take a look at California, the western region, this is really interesting because the sales rose modestly month over month from the previous month. Well, that's normal, and that always happens
in summertime.
In summertime, as we go from May into June, we expect the sales to rise. But what was interesting is that compared to a year ago, which we actually talked about this in a previous episode, compared to a year ago, the numbers were down. Mm-hmm. And actually, in fact, in this one, it says compared to a year ago, the inventory is up. My eyes are not falling on the right spot for the data, but the inventory a year ago was lower than it is today, June 2025 to June 2024.
And this is totally empirical evidence. I have proof that the market is shifting. Mm-hmm. Here it is. I was driving through town the other day on a weekend, and I saw more open house signs that I had ever seen before.
Yeah.
That is empirical data. Proof. Proof. Right there. Actually, what's happening is you see more open house signs because we have the same number of listings coming on the market, but we have fewer buyers buying those. And so the number of pending sales is plummeting here in Orange County.
And so we have more homes that are remaining on the market.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so you have more open house opportunities. You got more signs. And so people are commenting to us who don't really look at stats. All they're looking is when you drive down the street, you might see a lot of signs. And your general question is, wow, there's a lot more homes for sale. And that's true. Yeah. There are more homes for sale because buyers are more picky and making fewer offers.
Yeah, there are fewer offers out there. So for somebody who doesn't understand these stats, they'll tell us, boy, it seems like the real estate market is just booming. I'm seeing open houses all over the place.
Yeah, you're just seeing them because buyers aren't buying right now, right?
That's right.
And so in the West region, we do see that the number of home sales rose year over year, but nationally, down slightly.
Yeah.
And I think the numbers when they report it in August through the end of July, and then again in when they report it in September for August, those are going to be dramatically different than the numbers we see now.
I think so.
If we can look at our pending sales right now, that's going to tell a radically different story.
Yeah.
We're going to see a really big, steep decline in year over year and month over month.
And then the natural follow-up question that links to what we talked about previously is, if those homes are on the market, if there's more homes on the market than there was a year ago, are those people that are making lateral moves within California? Are they leaving California?
Right.
And maybe that goes along with what we just talked about. A lot of people leaving California as they have continued to do so. And with fewer buyers, that would make sense that California or the western region would have more inventory as opposed to last year.
And so if you are leaving California, guess what? You are part of the crowd that is helping set the new national median sales price record, because that came in at a highest point ever.
The highest at what,
$435,300.
Yeah, and if you're in California, you're like, wow, where can I get a home for 400?
Right. If you're in any of the
Southern
urban
California,
areas,
the urban, you're correct. Southern California, in the urban areas, yes.
Like there are some places where you can get a property in California for $435,000.
Yeah, that's right.
That is not in Orange County.
Yeah, not in Orange County.
Not in Orange County.
Not in LA County.
Right.
In parts of Riverside and San Bernardino County.
Yeah, parts.
Parts, but they're the far out regions.
Right. So Jared, who is a great agent in Nashville, he and I run a Facebook group called Californians Leaving for Tennessee, Moving to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And one of the members commented on a post, and she said, wow, this seems like California prices.
Yeah.
And so he ran a search, and he ran a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet for $800,000 or $850,000 or less was his number. And he had like over 300 properties that popped up in the Nashville area. So he says, it would be interesting, Aaron, if you ran the same search and posted the results. So I ran 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet, Orange County, and literally one property showed up. And it was a manufactured home.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not even a real home. It's a manufactured home.
Now, if you live in a manufactured home, we're not telling you don't live in a real home.
That's true. Sorry.
But it doesn't.
Sorry. Strike that from the record.
Not the qualifications for
right.
it. Yeah.
But it's not a brick and mortar on a slab. And so this was a raised foundation home. Now in this park where this community is, you do own the land below it. So that's a good thing.
That's
it's
that's
not
a
mobile
great thing.
home.
Yeah.
It's a manufactured home. And you know what? Many homes in America are manufactured. Like if you just look at the way rural America lives, a lot of them buy the manufactured homes.
Yeah.
You know, Clayton Homes is a big one. I see them in Kentucky when we're out there doing trips all the time. Anyways, side note, the national average is $435,300. That's what we wanted to say. And the interest rates are pretty much unchanged. And it's been unchanged for a long time. Now, do you think rates are going to come down in September as they've promised this time? How many times have we heard that promise?
We've heard that over and over
we've heard that
over again.
Yeah, we've heard that promise 6 times.
No, I am not holding my breath. I prefer to live. But the interesting thing is, in this report, if you compare interest rates today versus a year ago, they're virtually the same.
6.81 versus 6.87.
Yeah. So
it's like
0.06% difference.
It's $12 a month difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. One other thing: distressed sales. Are we in trouble? Indicator of the housing market crash would be distressed sales.
Yeah.
Nationally, distressed sales, which are foreclosures and short sales, rose to 3% of all properties. That is up from 2%.
Yeah. So it raised by 1%. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very little.
Yeah.
It's very little. I mean, if we were trying to get a major headline, we would say foreclosures are up 50%.
That's right.
We would.
They are. Yeah.
That's the math.
That's the math.
They're up 50% month over month.
From 2 we went
to
from 3%.
April 25 to June 25. Foreclosures are up 50%. Like that's what we'd say. Because we went from 2% to 3%.
Yeah. Statistics are an interesting thing. How you can say the truth, but have a different implied meaning.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's still relatively small part of the market.
Relatively small. If you were to compare that to 2008, when they just shot up.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very nominal.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now I am working on a short sale with one of the other agents on our team. First one I've done in a long time.
Yeah, we don't see so many short sales anymore.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. So home builders are typically front runners, right? So they give us an idea of where the market's going.
Yeah.
And D.R. Horton just published their net income and earnings report for the second quarter and the ending March. So fiscal Q2 ending March 31st. So they just reported this.
Okay.
And their net income is down 31%
Wow.
year over year.
Wow.
And so I asked ChatGPT to give me some analysis of this, and basically asked them what were the comments made at the investors meeting and things like that. And they basically said that new home demand continues to be impacted by ongoing affordability constraints and cautious consumer sentiment. Basically meaning that interest rates are high, prices are high, and buyers are leery.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's affordability. Also, the 2025 spring selling season started slower than expected as potential homeowners, home buyers have been more cautious due to continued affordability constraints and declining consumer confidence.
Yeah.
Now, this is going up through the end of March. Okay, so things in second quarter, actual physical, second quarter calendar year might be a little different.
We're still waiting on the data for second quarter. Yeah.
But in order to get properties to move off the shelf, they have had to increase their incentives. And so they've been offering more freebies in order to keep prices the same, but they're going to offer $50,000 or $25,000, and then they're going to up it, right? So that cuts into their profit margin.
Yeah.
So they have seen a lot of their profit disappear just to move the properties. Okay. And then, of course, they point out the slower market.
Yeah.
There's just fewer sales year over year.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's new or whether or not it's resale. Okay. And they have not been able to buy land at a discount yet. So that was the other thing. They haven't been able to acquire their properties.
That's a big factor. Yeah.
Yeah. So, other factors that are in the market right now, we have falling demand and cautious buyers. We have rising incentives, elevated purchase, and then price softness. So those are the impact. That's kind of what's going on with D.R. Horton. But that's a leading indicator.
Yeah.
They're really good at their numbers. They're really looking down the railroad track, trying to figure out which curve is coming up so they can brace for that. Their numbers are down. Yeah.
So taking all of this information, what does this mean for maybe somebody's listening, and maybe you're listening and you're like, well, oh my goodness. Well, are you telling me I shouldn't sell my home right now? It's all bleak and it's a desert out there. No, that's not what we're saying. No. We're just telling you. In a previous episode, we said what you wish that your realtor, what's your realtor really thinking? Well, we are just letting you know what's happening with the market. So it means that if you're planning on selling your home, we need to have a selling strategy that is complicit with what the market is doing right now.
Right.
So we can't go with a strategy based off of when interest rates were at 2-3% and try to sell that way. We've got to go based off of what's happening in the market and adjust. So we don't guess, we adjust based off of what the market's doing.
And if you are thinking about selling, you just can't keep pushing the pause button until something perfect happens.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you pause TV nowadays. Like it only pauses for so long, and then it forces you to move forward.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be that.
That's a good analogy.
Right. You don't want to be forced to move forward.
Yeah.
You just want to go with what you see, make the decision now, and sell the home. Like you just have to pull the trigger. You got to do what you need to do, and so don't wait.
Yeah.
And we are out of time.
We are out of time.
Yeah. So you're going to have questions. You're going to have comments. We would love to hear them below. Please comment, please subscribe, share this if you found it helpful for somebody else, or you found it helpful for you, and you think somebody else will benefit.
Give us a call, 833-305-BALD. That's 833-305-2253. That information will be repeated again at the very end.
And until next time.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening to the Home Seller's Advantage. The Bald Brothers team is a licensed DBA of Real Broker, licensed by the California Department of Real Estate, number 02022-092. Again, we do not give any real estate, legal, or financial advice. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can call us at 833-305-BALD, or you can reach us online at baldbrothers.tv. Equal housing opportunity.